So as we were, well, my family, I don't have any family in Malaysia. I'm all alone here right now. And I think, yeah, of course, I do miss my family, spending so much time with them and then suddenly coming to a different country.
It's a different country.
And yeah, my brothers, my sisters. And even though things have been very hectic and busy, you don't have time for yourself and no leisure time itself, but you still tend to miss family. What about the things you do back home with family, with your brothers, sisters? Any activities you guys indulge in?
We do like activities just a little, because my family, we all like, most of my families are in school. Likewise me, like everybody are in school playing. Like my dad wanted everybody to be in school. Education is the first, like, is the priority, is the first. Like education comes first above everything. So he wants everybody, like both religious and Western, like Islamical and Western, like both. He wanted everybody to know more about religion and come to school again. Like,
I see. Well, my family, let's say it's a sort of small family. I've got two sisters and a younger brother, so including me, it's just two guys, two boys and two girls. But I think it's a very busy environment when you're home, because now that I'm not away, my parents a bit lonely because my sisters and all have moved out. My younger brother's still in school, so he's the only one there.
Yeah, it's kind of bored, right?
Yeah, so when we're back home, we're always busy talking to each other, doing something or the other.
Just staying like stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's always interactive thing when you're back home, and of course family makes it more lively when you're
with the people like the phrase he speaks your language, stuff like that.
Absolutely. The people who immediately are from your homeland or can speak your language become family.
Like everybody,
instantly.
Even if you don't know them, like since you are outside the country, like you can speak your language and they can speak your language. Like seriously? Oh damn, you are a family then. Like we get to know more about each other if you're outside. You get?
Yeah. So I think it's a very necessary thing that we're away from our homes.
Yeah.
As our show
explore, exploring more.
We gotta explore, but I think we need to always keep in mind that family comes first.
First, yeah.
So we have
above everything.
Exactly, and then we have to think about our decisions and so on and so forth. How would our family take it? And always, I think it's a thing which is being repeated all the time, that respect your parents, respect your siblings, but we really need to inculcate that, because now that people like us, we are not with our family for the moment, we tend to have that realization like, okay, I miss my
family,
home, I miss my family,
everyone.
And people who are there at home shouldn't take family for granted for whatever they do or whatever they say. So I think it's really necessary for us to understand the needs of a person and how they require family in their daily lifestyle. And I think that, like I said, of course, anyone who comes from your hometown instantly
becomes your family.
And so I'd say I have somewhat made of a family of my own over here by meeting so many people from the same place.
Like Indian, right?
From India. So I think it's a really important core value which we all need in our daily life. Like every day, every other day, even though I'm busy right now, we have to make time and then video call home. And then just talk to
that's a very important, like the the most important stuff about it. Making call it home every now and then. Like make sure they're okay.
Exactly. So I think that's a important thing to stay connected, because even though we are away from home, we tend to become busy or sometimes take this free life for granted. No one's gonna say, no one's gonna say anything, but of course, family is not here, but you have to say Allah is watching.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we have to always tend to feel like even though they're away, we still need their presence in life. So I think it's a very necessary point that everybody makes sure that regardless of whatever you have among family, you need to be maintaining those good relations.
Yeah, sure.
And it doesn't matter that if your timings are busy, a short call or a small update wouldn't do you harm. Like, okay, I'm eating now. I'm going to sleep. You call me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So because of course there are people who are concerned, and people who are concerned need to always, they're always looking after you. Like, are you okay? Are you fine? So I think it's very important to always stay connected.
Stay connected, yeah, like every time.
Way. So what do you think about family? Would you ever call them over? Maybe
yeah, sure. I do talk, like we do talk most times, especially my mom. Yeah, we do talk most times. My mom and dad. My dad always told me, remember the son whom you are doing. Like, don't think you have a free life there. Don't take everything for granted. Like, behave yourself there. Make sure you don't join the bad gangs. And I tell him, no problem, sir. I'm going to make you proud. So connecting to family is very, very important. Like, very, very important.
I see. So yeah, with that, we'd like to take a short break for the Isha Adhan, for which I believe the time has happened. So we'll be back soon with you. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the show Away From Home. And joining me is Muaz from Nigeria, and I, Ahmed, from India, of course. And we will be continuing our topic on Away From Home and how we tend to relate things as to family, friends, and so on and so forth. So I believe that right now we need to address another thing we miss from back home, and I think those are our beloved friends. And then of course, when you're back home and you have friends you've been growing up with, childhood friends are like always sticking by you, and no matter what happens, even though like me and you might have a good bond in university, but friends from back school, like high school friends are still gonna always remain the elite of all of them. So I believe that they're also an essential part of life, and of course as we're away from them we don't really get the chance to talk
to them, like before,
exactly. And then we have our own busy schedules, they have their
and
work
the time difference.
Yes, I was just about to mention that. So how much is the time difference from Malaysia to Nigeria?
From Malaysia to Nigeria is quite a bit far, like 7 hours difference.
Wow.
So while we attend the class, they're sleeping.
Yeah. Well, of course it's so how do you cope up? Do you still remain in contact with your friends?
Sure. During weekends and when I'm back from classes, though I'll be tired, but like I just still have to make the time for them.
That's nice. Well, my friends as well, they have busy schedules, and apparently yesterday I was able to finally come in contact with a very old friend who was not really reachable for quite a long time. And he suddenly hits me up, Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed, how are you? I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's been so long. Because of course we have friends here. That's the thing. But friends back home are just they seem to be on a whole different
super connected.
And I believe as we've grown up with them, they've been through us in our toughest times, and they've seen us go through difficulties. They've seen us change. We've seen them change
too.
And I think it's a very essential part of life that you need friends, and friends from back home.
Interactions with people, more.
You really need them. So I believe that of course, like I keep mentioning, they are really necessary, and it's been hard to be in contact with them. However, it's of course it's life. We all have our own things to do, but then at times we just have to manage how things go. So I believe, do you have any friends from back home who are in Malaysia as well?
Friends, no. Well, when I came here, I mixed with people. Like I saw like people like people from my country. I was like, how amazed! Like so people don't come here. Like really, I don't know.
Yeah. Of course, the homely feeling does come. Well, when I came here, I didn't really meet people from my own country, because I was in a different campus before, and my initial years in Malaysia as a student of UIA, I was mingling with mainly the Malaysians and the other internationals and so on and so forth. But when I moved to the Gombak campus, of course I met with a lot of Indians, and suddenly as soon as we see them, we start speaking the same language, and like, we have to make friends. But then no matter what, I believe the friends from back home
it's still the best.
It's still, and then I believe that if it truly shows your bond with the friends, because when you go back, they still remember you. They still talk to you. They still hang out with you. So it's not like, okay, you went your way, I went my way. So I believe it's a very crucial part of life where you not only have connections by blood with family, but also people who you've always been interacting with, people who you grew up with, and to maintain really good relations with all of them. So I believe that these things are really essential for us to really strive in life, because as the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. So you need to always be united regardless of if it's family or friends, but I think you really require their presence. So how about you making friends here, of course, Nigerians in UIA?
It's quite good, no? Like you like seeing people from the same country. Oh, damn. It's quite good. First, you're gonna feel like anxious, like curious, like who are these people? Like you want to mingle with them. Before you can mingle with other international peoples, you have to mingle with your like citizen, like the same that you guys came from the same country. You guys are gonna know yourself better, speak the same language, eat the same food. They're gonna show you around. Like they're gonna be your first friends here, like show you around. This way you should go. This is where you should go. Stuff like that. And back home, wow. I really miss my friend though. Yeah, because actually I don't go out a lot like that, but having a pair of like my friends, like my best friends, like them, like I can talk freely too.
True.
True. Seriously, I really wish they are here too.
Yeah, I feel like you do miss them in many ways, because not always you can talk things to, let's say, family or even friends here, because they're different. They don't know your past like your friends back home do. So I think it's their presence will always be missed, and of course it'll be a plus point if they also come to UIA. And to all the people missing their friends from childhood and so on and so forth, let's hope you get back to them, and all the international people tuning into the show right now. Let's hope you all meet up with your friends someday, or hopefully call them over. So I think that will be a really good experience, and of course we need to even value
sharing experience too.
Valuing friendships is really important. So with that, we'll be taking another short break, and we'll get back to you shortly. Welcome back to Away From Home, and your DJ here, AHMED DJ, joined with Muaz, and now we are going to be touching the topic of culture. So of course our cultures are not similar to Malaysia, and it's very rare to see cultures of many Indian cultures being practiced in Malaysia, and of course Nigerian practices, festivals don't really happen here much. Let's say maybe UIA has a lot of Nigerian students who might plan on something. So how about your culture in Nigeria? Anything about your culture you can share?
Actually, we have different types in Nigeria. Yeah. So the major different types like tribe, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa.
Okay.
So my tribe is Yoruba.
Okay.
So in our tribe, like our culture, we have most how can I say it? I don't know how to put it, but
is it like of course, as different tribes have different cultures.
Yeah.
So
okay, starting from our food, like we have different kind of foods. Like we have our traditional food. Like we have semo, we have dishes. Yeah.
So like as you come from Lagos, what is the main culture followed by the people of Lagos?
No, Lagos is a consistent state. Like it consists of the 3 tribes.
Okay.
You know, but it's like a civilized state more than like some other states.
Okay.
So people from other states just come to Lagos, like stay in Lagos. They become part of Lagos.
I see.
Yeah.
As I come from India is in many states, and the beauty of India, I say, is that each and every state has its own culture.
Yeah.
And the culture is so different. Like it goes from the difference in language. Totally different. It's not just dialect. Even the text.
Same here too.
Yeah, text is different. Food is different. The traditional clothes is different.
Traditional clothes, yeah.
So I believe it's a very diverse culture. Different styles. And it feels like, as India is quite a big country, it feels like every state is actually a different country.
Yeah.
Because everything is so different. Language, food, and so on and so forth. So I originally come from the city of Mumbai, previously known as Bombay. So the culture there, of course, is you usually, in your diet, you have fish. So fish is a main course back in my city. And of course we have a lot of festivities, as it's a more Hindu populated place, so you tend to see all such colorful celebrations. We have festivals like the Holi, which is a festival of colors, and it's basically to celebrate, I believe, the coming of rain, which is sent by the god Ganesha. And then of course the diversity of many communities staying together. Muslims are there, Hindus, so everyone is following their culture. So you go to some areas, you'll see a lot of Muslims. In Ramadan especially. There are going to be places where these Muslims are gonna build up stalls. And there's gonna be food of all different types. Is it the same in Nigeria?
Actually, is like totally different.
Okay.
Under my culture, like my tribe now, we're Yoruba, so we have different type of dialects in Yoruba. I'm from Lagos State. There's one from Osun, like another state, like Yoruba states, Abeokuta, Ondo, like different dialects speaking the same language. Speaking the same Yoruba but different dialects.
I see.
You understand? And the month of Ramadan now. If a Muslim, like we have to slaughter the cow as the Prophet did. So we have to slaughter the cow. We share the cow to people. We cooked food. Like everybody will come. The family, like in our family, my dad, like his children are going to come. They're going to bring their own children. Like this is great. His grandchildren. They are going to be there. Also, like people from outside, family members too, like they'll come, like we sit in one place, like eat a family members, stuff like that.
I see. So I think even my place where I come from, there is a bustling culture of different ethnicities, different people different communities. You see the Christians, especially the place where the area I live in the city of Mumbai is sort of heavily dominated by Christians. So you see during Christmas, they're celebrating their Christmas so much. Everywhere lighting, and then we have these festivals there. It's called a fair, the Bandra Fair. So you really, tend to see people come. And it's not only Christians who come. People, even Muslims, Hindus, they go. It's like a festival. It's a community thing. Even though it's celebrating Christmas, let's say, of course, it happens. And then as we are here in Malaysia, we don't really see that anymore. So of course,
I really miss that, because in our country too, back like each states they have their own festive period too. Like Oshun, they do Oshun Day. Like Ijebu too. There's a it's under Ogun State. So they do Ijebu Day, like Oju Day. It's called Oju Dioba. So people from every state, every state, because the crowd there usually used to be much. They do it like the third or fourth day of Eid. Eid al-Fitr. So the crowd, they do it in the stadium.
Wow, the celebrations in the stadium.
The crowd there usually used to be much.
I see.
So they do it in a stadium. It's kind of an elaborate, the king of the state is gonna be there. The governor, the Islamic rulers,
big celebration.
Islamic rulers are gonna be there too. Stuff like that. I miss this kind of festive period too.
So, of course, culture is a big thing because it is what creates us.
Likewise, there is a community called Ekpe. In Lagos State. So there's a society called Ekpe. So under the Ekpe, they do forgotten the name. I'm trying to remember the name. It's kind of a festive period, but they do it for a month. Because they start the preparation it's like a week though, but they start the preparation for a month. You would have known something is going to happen. Everybody though it's an Islamic society. It's an Islamic society, so everything they are doing is based on Islamic stuff. So they choose a date including the king there, the imam there. So everybody is going to attend.
I see. So I think of course we have some really great culture back in Nigeria, and such a big celebration. You
big
go to the
celebration,
stadium, the king comes, and so on and so forth. So of course I believe the internationals, hearing us tonight, of course, do miss back home their celebrations and so on and so forth. So with that, we'd like to take another short break, and we'll be back with you soon. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and assalamu alaikum to all our brothers tuning into our show tonight. And I'm Ahmed here, joined with
PROLOGUE MUAZ.
And for now, it'll be the end of our show, and we just like to talk as in how the show, as it stands for Away From Home, might sound like a simple concept, but of course, it speaks of so many things back in, as we discussed, it talks of family, friends, our culture. So I think we will be, of course, having more episodes and as more episodes will be coming, we will be
having
showcasing guests from different countries. And of course, we will get to know each other's experiences, how they feel about being in a totally different country, surrounded with totally different people. And I think it's very necessary for us to go on and explore these views, so that we can not just understand each other's cultures or backgrounds, but it helps us understand each other's emotions. And I think that's a very necessary part these days, because people tend to have conflicts because they don't understand each other. And we need to understand, because it is a core value. For you, something might be right, but for them it might not be. Because as they are away from home, the home they come from, they have different values, they have different thinking, they have different perspectives. So I believe it's really necessary for us to go on and understand people of different cultures, and it's necessary for us to explore these values. And I think that as time passes by, our episodes which will be coming would be
every week
on Tuesdays, 8 to 10, and we'll be having particular topics, I believe. On it will be specifically on one episode. Per episode, we'll be talking about, let's say, about food. Our culture, our traditional dresses. For
instance, get to know more about the person's culture, like the country. You know,
exactly,
the country, like the person, like sharing the emotions with us, like sharing the all the gist with us. You know, someone been here for so long without sharing anything with us. The person's going to look weird. Like I think you guys are going to join us like every week, every Tuesday from 8 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Stay tuned, guys.
So yeah, do stay tuned, because of course we're going to be exploring many places, and we're going to be having some maybe familiar faces. Our audience might know them, or someone's friend might be called over, or maybe you, if you're an international, you're watching our show tonight, you might just be called over if you get in contact with us. So do come over, do contact us, come to the office, let's say. And I think for this show to go on, I believe we really need to inculcate the values. When someone talks about how their home in their land, they talk about humanity, or like how your Lagos seems to be so united. They have so many people coming together. So I believe we can learn from each other, from our guests which are to come on this very show. And I believe it's not just small values, but maybe we can learn some life lessons, and because experiences it might really for our audiences especially, might reveal some things which you never expected or never have experienced, as we're going to be calling people from different parts of the world, different time zones. Like you say, Nigeria is 7 hours difference, and thankfully I have only a 2.5 hour difference, so it's very small. But like you say, we're going to class and your family's probably sleeping. So we're going to have these experiences be shared with us on the show tonight, and do stay tuned for more, as we will be taking you on a tour around the world, from meeting up with different people, each country and
each society
each the person comes from. So I think it's really important for people to come experience this, and really necessary for us to understand what happens in different parts of the world, how human emotion works. As we are all away from home, we need to live in harmony, because we're all away from our houses, and UIA has brought us together. So I think it is more of an Islamic value which talks about unity. Amongst us Muslims and all the brothers and sisters around the world, which brings up a platform in media, as we are here making good use of it, that we're all going to be together, and it really teaches us the values of how to coexist and understand each other better. So everybody, do stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.